You are listening to PowerScore's Featured Law Schools podcast series. Today's featured law school is the University of Pennsylvania. Currently ranked number 7 by the U.S. News & World Report, Penn Law has a total full-time enrollment of 790 students and currently costs a little over $46,000 for both in- and out-of-state students. For the class that entered in 2009, from about 6,200 applicants, 14% were accepted. Finally, when it came to the admission for the fall of 2009, the median LSAT score was a 170, while the median GPA was a 3.8. Representing Penn in our podcast today is the Associate Dean of Admissions and Financial Aid, Renee Post, and a May 2010 graduate of the University of Pennsylvania Law School, Dave Williams. Renee Post says Penn Law offers a great cross-disciplinary legal education for its students. She also mentions that the ability for students to learn law from different perspectives is an advantage the students at UPenn receive.
Penn Law School is the leader in cross-disciplinary legal education. Penn recognizes that as the world becomes increasingly complex, the boundaries of traditional legal issues tend to blur. And our students are savvy. They seek out exposure across disciplines because they know that it will prepare them to tackle the difficult and complicated issues they're going to encounter in their careers. So as an example, many Penn Law students enroll in joint degree or certificate programs. Students may also choose to take up to 4 classes toward their JD at other schools within the University of Pennsylvania. Even within the traditional legal curriculum, students can easily gain cross-disciplinary exposure, with 70% of Penn Law's faculty holding advanced degrees in fields in addition to law, including 50% with a PhD in that additional field. It's nearly impossible for Penn students not to learn the law from multiple perspectives. The second piece that makes Penn Law School different than other law schools is our community. Penn Law School has a reputation of remarkable collegiality among its students. And we, as an administration and a faculty, are very deliberate about making Penn Law a collegial place. The law school does not rank its students. We assign interview slots during on-campus recruiting by lottery, but not by grades. We limit each year's class size to just 250 students, so professors know their students and the students know each other. And all faculty, students, and staff are located in 4 buildings whose intersection form an interior courtyard. So equally important, our collegiality is sustained by our students, who self-select to study the law, where the support they receive is as great as the rigor they encounter in the classroom.
And when it comes to selecting a law school, Renee suggests that students not overlook the right fit. She also suggests researching law schools and understanding what type of program you will end up spending 3 years learning from.
Well, for potential applicants kind of universally, the best thing to do is to visit the schools to which you apply, or to which you plan to apply. Academic reputation and career prospects are 2 vital elements when selecting a law school, but too often applicants overlook the fit. So it's very important for applicants to think about, for example, the size of the school, the culture of the student body and the school, and the geographic location. Can an applicant envision themselves there for 3 years? If applicants are not able to visit the schools to which they plan to apply, they should conduct extensive research, both through using the school website, which will put them in touch with current students, administrators, faculty, and alumni, but also talking to members of the legal profession that they know in their personal lives.
And Renee has one final piece of advice for potential Penn Law students, or any student considering law school.
I would say visit. Visit. At Penn Law School, for a student who is admitted, we do offer a travel subsidy for students to come and explore Philadelphia and Penn Law School. And when they visit, I strongly encourage students to talk to current students, alumni, faculty, and administrators while they're here. Penn Law students consistently come into my office and talk about how surprised they are by the culture at the law school, because it is academically rigorous. It is obviously an intellectual pursuit, which you would expect in law school. But what really strikes the students is that it's also so collaborative and collegial. And this is a very rare combination, and it makes Penn a really great place to study law. So it is very important for students to come and visit to see what the academic life would be like and what student life would be like at Penn Law School. And I invite students to come and see for themselves.
As for the student body aspect of Penn Law, Dave Williams, a 2010 graduate of the school, believes the best aspect of the program is the people.
I think Penn does an excellent job of assembling diverse candidates from all walks of life. Me, I had 5 years of Army experience, but I was also studying alongside people who were like organic mushroom farmers in France. Just a lot of bright, energetic people. Some people had done startups, things like that, and it was very neat to get us all together, and then you could learn not only from the teachers but from your classmates. I thought that was probably the most enjoyable aspect.
And though law school students spend a lot of time studying, Dave says the student life aspect of the program is important to the Penn Law atmosphere. Both the student organizations and the city of Philadelphia offer great opportunities to the students.
You know, like all law schools, like most time is spent studying, but as far as getting involved outside the classroom, I think Penn has an excellent array of clinics, from criminal law to mediation, civil practice, and then the student groups are very heavily involved, as well as student government. And I found that Philadelphia provides a pretty good backdrop for those clinics and for your education, because you can serve a diverse clientele that's interspersed throughout the city, and then it lets us enjoy. I think the other aspect, like nightlife, museums, restaurants, going out to Phillies games, Flyers games, things like that, and then enjoying hiking, jogging, and biking through the park system. I think that's the flip side of the coin of what Penn offers also.
And when offering advice to students trying to decide on Penn Law, he believes applicants will be well served as a student in the program.
The first thing I would probably do is congratulate the student on getting into Penn. And then I realized that if the student has gotten into Penn, he or she probably has a lot of good options to choose from. And so I would tell students, think about where you might like to practice law, what type of law. And if, like me or most students, you don't know what you want to do, I would look and see where does Penn send its students as far as by city after graduation. I would also have the student look at the course and clinic offering. And I think that because of the caliber of Penn's professors as well as the curricula, I think the student will be very well served by Penn, as well as just studying with a group of bright and energetic students who would be their classmates. If they get into Penn, I would definitely say that they would be very happy in their 3 years here.
Finally, Dave believes another great aspect of the program is the ability the law school has at making its students and faculty feel like a community.
The word that is thrown around Penn often is collegial. I think the centerpiece or hallmark of Penn is the fact that it's a rectangular shaped building, so it's very insular, and so you have a courtyard in the center, and it's been like the kind of the hub of life at Penn, where students are out there, there's barbecues, there's picnics, and just people just go out there to relax and talk with one another. And so it's a very small feel, I think, because we only bring in 250, 260 or so students. It's kind of like a small community.
Thank you for listening to PowerScore's podcast series. If you want more information on PowerScore's podcast or services, please visit PowerScore.com, or you can call 1-800-545-1750.